Well, this was I was going to put on this one. This is number maybe three. I don't know who investigates the FBI. I wanted. I'm going to continue because I don't know if you can even see this or not or what, but I can't. I'm so sick I can't do any more, and I've done all I can. I think anyway. Um, you got Hearst, who's a reporter for Channel 7, and all of the media knows it. It's controlled by the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the New World Order. Okay, back to this. He's up there covering Senator Deed, and this is Virginia senator, and his son was, they couldn't get a bed for him, evidently. Um, so he was released. He was 19 years old, and the son attacked his father, the senator, and almost killed him. He's got knife wounds and everything. And now then, the son killed himself. And now then, Deeds, and you know what? You got John Edwards, who I thought was a good Virginia senator. You've got everybody, law enforcement, everything knows about the mind control and the murders. So I cannot understand Deeds going up there. His own son was not mentally ill. He was programmed. And what Senator Deeds has done, and he's before Congress today, and Channel 7 is covering it, who will not give me the time of day because they're afraid. They've known it for all this for a long, long time. So it's playing right into the hands, like calling the young fella, Adam, what was his name now, I'm forgetting, of Sandy Hook, calling him nuts. They dug in there and just make up stuff. Well, he must be mentally ill. Now, that's a lie. Half of this is programming, and it's who it's done by. You can go to YouTube, Google Mind Control, and you can get some good information there. You won't get what I've been talking about. It's done in patterns. And I am who I am. This is what Hearst, the reporter up there now, said. So if you got the right people, law enforcement or psychiatrists, and good God, it's a good thing that Edward Snowden got out of Dodge here over to Russia before he let all that loose, or they said he was crazy. So anything they don't like, the government doesn't like, you're crazy. And they can lock you up and use psychotic drugs, and if you're lucky enough to get out, then they can, that's on your background check. But Hearst is up there now, the reporter, covering the Deeds, Senator Deeds, about mental health, and which this has nothing to do with mental health. It's mind control. I've said that and said it. But they're asking what are the signs of mind control, not mind control, wow, of mental illness. Well, the deal with programming someone, and they are doing it, they have been for a long time at an early age, you can program them however, give them symptoms, give them depression. In other words, they take their own basic personality away and insert, almost like the movie back then, Eve. They can do what they want to with you, okay? Now then, what are the signs of mental illness? I found out in '83, and you have to do, when they talk about background checks, yeah, you would really need to go back, and it can be proven, everything I've said, but then the FBI are the ones that have the investigative team, and Great Britain's hostage just as I'm a hostage, so getting it done. But what they've done is they modify your behavior however they want you to be, and okay, let's take me. I really am Margaret Ann Windsor. My God, they put a 99-year seal on my dad's forced abdication. He didn't even marry Wallace Simpson. He was married to my mom, Claudia O'Keefe. I'm kidnapped and brought to the United States. I guess a DNA, if you had to have that and could get one run. But the Brits have told me, so everybody knows it. But if you say, my point is, what are the symptoms of mental illness? It really wouldn't matter because they have got it so convoluted that the persons under mind control are committing acts that are programmed into them, and they're paying the price, whether it's death row or life life in prison, or they shoot themselves, or they're on a plane where the pilot takes it out in the middle of the ocean and dumps you in it. Nobody would want to get on an airplane, right? So here I go with me. Though I didn't find out about being kidnapped until late '83 during the campaign, and flown out to Flint for political support because the person was programmed to shoot him. When I got there, Mr. Flint said, I'd never met him. I just knew he had been, the guy was programmed to shoot him. Mr. Flint said to me, he said they were going to send you back a vegetable. Well, he meant he already knew about the antifreeze being put in April the 1st of '80, and send me back, he meant back to Great Britain. Here's your queen. She's comatose, or she's a vegetable. You can have her back now. So that's the joke of it all. And symptoms of mental illness, if you said you're this great person, Napoleon, that would be a symptom of mental illness. They've got it so that anything you say can be mental illness if they want it to be. I dare say that I didn't find out until '83, and the British told me, and I've been to the embassy, etc., etc. Now then, you see what they can do with me, though. So signs of mental illness doesn't mean squat. What needs to be seen to is like in '53. You stop the mind control. They had MK Ultra before Congress. Now, you know what? The Congress are afraid of it, because I'm going to go back on some mind control real quick. Over the years, they've been done and done in patterns. Sonny Bono was a congressman. He hit a tree skiing. And, you know, the Kennedys helped kidnap me. But, so, you know, the Kennedys I am not fond of, let me put it that way. But one of the Kennedys, about the same time, January, I don't know what year, '99, he was skiing, hit a tree, and was killed. Now then, I'm going to say this. Joe Kennedy helped kidnap me. He was ambassador during that time in England. I was on the Appalachian Trail, and I think it was '93, the old trail. And who comes up the trail? And I thought it had to be a double, with John Kennedy with a backpack on, and his friend that he ran around with. They come up, and I said, you look like John Kennedy. And he said, that's who I am. And they stood there and talking. I thought he was kidding me. And he had a backpack on, and he said, I came up to see how you were living. And at least I got to tell him what I thought about his magazine. I still didn't believe it was him. And his dad, and what they had done to me and my sons, Mark and Scott, and my dad and mom and my country. Okay, he thought it was cute. You know, this was a joke to come right in my face. Get on a plane, fly down to Roanoke, get a cab or a friend, I'm sure, out to the old trail, come up 1.5 mile, go back and see the Queen of England, you know, what they'd done to me. So the only thing I'm going to say from there on it is in '99, his plane he was flying dumped into the ocean. He was married to a twin. I think her name was Caroline, but she was a twin. So if you have feelings for these people, which most Americans do, they think it's all right when they know that they helped on my kidnapping. They have no doubt about the mind control. It's only when you force feed it in front of the news media has to report it, and it's held before some kind of court. And I don't know, from the looks of it, it would have to be God that brought about any justice whatsoever in it.